Welcome to Downtown, brought to you by Arlington Citizen Media. I am Rodeo John, and today we talk to Sean Gleason with the PBR. PBR World Finals start Thursday, May 9th, and conclude May 18th at AT&T Stadium. We talk all about the World Finals, and we even talk about Kid Rock's Rockin' Rodeo. That's right, Kid Rock is having his Rockin' Rodeo, his first ever here in the DFW area, and it is going to be amazing, and I cannot wait for the World Finals of the PBR to come back to the DFW area. It's going to start in Fort Worth, but it is going to end at AT&T Stadium. It is going to be amazing. We also hear music from Joseph Fisher Schramm with his song, I'm Yours If You Want Me. First, here is the Vintage Yell with their new single, You Got Me.
Sorry, baby, if I'm letting you down. There's been a lot of hard times going around. Been dodging punches left and right. Got all beat up when I wasn't even looking to fight. But all that's over, baby, here we go. You got me covered. You got a plan, helping hand when I'm ready to fall. There ain't no other. You shine a light day or night, baby, you got it all.
There was a time when I wasn't myself. You could have boxed me up, put me back on the shelf. I pulled away, you doubled down, kept me from being cast away in the lost and found. But seeing your face, baby, now I know.
You got me covered. You got a plan, helping hand when I'm ready to fall. There ain't no other. You shine a light day or night, baby, you got it all. You got it all. You got it You got me covered. You got a plan, helping hand when I'm ready to fall.
Oh yeah,
There ain't no other. You shine a light day or night, baby, you got it all. Shine your light,
shine your light,
shine your light,
shine your light,
shine your light.
baby, shine your light.
Shine your light, baby, shine your light.
I would like to welcome back to the show, I should say, Sean Gleason with the PBR. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm great. Good to be on. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for coming back on.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it is that time of year again. The PBR World Finals are returning to the DFW area, more specifically here in Arlington, Texas at AT&T Stadium, starting May 9th through May 19th. So many festivities are happening as usual. Can you walk us through what is people can look forward to this year?
Yeah, so we did switch up the format a little bit and took the final rounds of the PBR World Finals to AT&T Stadium, home of the Dallas Cowboys, and
That's right.
a place that we're very familiar with and have had a lot of great success over the years. So we're excited to bring the championship rounds there, but We also have some great events in the World Finals happening at Cowtown Coliseum and Fort Worth. Then we'll kick it off on the 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th with what we're calling the eliminations rounds now. So change the format a little bit, and the top 45 will come into Cowtown Coliseum and battle it out for 4 days. And we're going to take the top 20 and move them on to AT&T Stadium, and the other ones have one more chance to get in. Sorry, I've got a little power problem here.
No, you're good.
The others will have a chance to get in the Ride for Redemption in the middle of the week, but we decided that we're going to narrow the field down and take the top 25 guys in the world will ultimately end up competing at AT&T Stadium.
Yeah, so how did y'all come to the conclusion that y'all needed to maybe change things up with this 3-part tournament style you got going on?
Well, to be perfectly honest, we looked at a lot of statistics, and over the years, it seems, fairly, it's statistically relevant that when we go into the World Finals, for one reason or another, we usually see about 15 or 20 guys that are riding at the top of their game and in the hunt for a world title every year. And the other bottom 20 drop off and they don't ride a lot of bulls. So we decided before we go into AT&T Stadium, let's just take the guys in that are making a legitimate run at the PBR world title to be named champion, and the guys that are on the hot streaks, and let's ride more bulls at AT&T Stadium than we might otherwise ride.
That's incredible. Yeah, I love that you guys have come along this way so far, and then you're just like, let's change things up. Let's, you got to keep things fresh on a regular basis. And I love that you're looking back on what you've done and trying to do something different for the future.
Yeah, you really do. I mean, change is a constant with us, and I take a lot of criticism for it once in a while, and I'm not afraid of that because we've made a lot of good decisions on the way. Not all of them have been good decisions, but they've been at least well thought out and based on something that ultimately improves the product and serves our fans better, and that's what this is about.
Right, without a doubt. Now, talk to us more about the collaboration there you guys have had with the city of Fort Worth as well, because they've become, they've been synonymous with the stockyards forever. And, you guys have been a great partnership when it comes to what's happening out there in Fort Worth and also bringing it here to Arlington as well. And as somebody from the DFW area, as much as we like to kind of sibling rivalry situation when it comes to different cities, we're all in it together. We all love each other. We all want things to be better. And, something like this coming and helping out more than one city is always a fantastic thing. I guess talk to us about how great this partnership has been between multiple cities.
Yeah, that's the thing. We had a long-standing relationship with the city of Arlington. We've been bringing a PBR event since, I believe, 2010 to AT&T Stadium. For a long time, we brought the PBR's biggest events to AT&T, and we had a chance to move the World Finals to Texas, and specifically targeted Fort Worth, where we've done a lot of work with the city and Majestic Realty and Stockyards Heritage Group in revitalizing Cowtown Coliseum and bringing more events there. And so it just all kind of fell together, and we do understand the sibling rivalry between cities, but we want to be friends with everybody. And so having some of these very important first rounds in Fort Worth that we think are going to be, frankly, some of the most competitive bull riding that anybody's ever seen, because we're leaving some guys at home. That means they don't get to compete for the big money that's up in that final weekend. And there's still a lot of money up in Fort Worth, but they've got to ride they've got to ride and perform in order to make it on. And so it's probably going to be some of the most competitive bull riding that we've ever seen in Cowtown Coliseum, the place where PBR held its first event ever.
Right.
31 or 32 years ago. And then it's on to the biggest stadium that we could possibly imagine playing. And, we've been partners with the Dallas Cowboys and the Jones family for a long time. And so being able to hold parts of the World Finals in both Fort Worth and Arlington is our dream come true. It's perfect for us.
I mean, the history alone, it writes itself. And I love that you guys are doing that as well.
Yeah. Sometimes you just have to you have to look at the past and reimagine the future, and that's certainly what we're doing here.
I love that quote. That's amazing. So on May 17th, something new is happening as well. Kid Rock's Rock and Rodeo will be debuting at AT&T Stadium. We have teamed events vying for $1 million. What more can you tell us about this first time ever event?
Yeah, it's been over the years, many times, the rodeo contestants that are not bull riders have approached us and asked if there's any advice, counsel, or anything that we can do to help them realize a little bit of the dream that the PBR bull riders have realized since they broke away from rodeo 32 years ago. And candidly, this is it. This is the model that I think is a way to add opportunity, earning potential for rodeo athletes that was born literally on Kid Rock's porch when we had a chance to sit down and talk about doing something. He's a huge fan of rodeo and bull riding, and considers them to be the last great American sports. And
he's not wrong.
So we sat down. I told him, that the idea I had for a team rodeo event, that it's additive to the whole system. It's not trying to replace rodeo or take anything away from the individual opportunities that contestants have in competing in rodeos across the country and on the way to the national finals rodeo, which are all fantastic events, and we don't want to do anything to harm them. But this is a way that we could get in and add some money and add some value. And I think based on the early feedback, you're going to see this concept grow bigger and better over the years.
Yeah, big time. I mean, you've got to start somewhere, and what better way to start than AT&T Stadium and, adding more things that people can go check out.
Yeah, and Team Rodeo, is we proved with the PBR teams launch that you can in fact reimagine rodeo and bull riding in a new way and not ruin the entire sanctity of the history of the sport. It's still the competitors doing exactly what they do week in and week out. It's still an 8-second bull ride. They still have to stay on. They still got to get a score. It's the same riders and the same bulls, but you put them in a team format, and it adds a new dimension of fandom to it that makes the sport considerably more engaging and easier to understand for a general consumer. So we're doing the same thing at Kid Rock's Rock and Rodeo. It's team format, and those contestants will come out and it's their individual performance is the same, but the outcome might not be, because they have to function as a team and everybody's got to pull their weight.
Right. Well, I mean, you do speak on that because like you were talking about, you had brought the team riding aspect to the bull riding, and that's been what, 2-3 years now, or has it even been that long?
We've had 2 seasons. We're going to enter our 3rd in July. This past fall, we expanded the league already by 2 teams. So we went from 8 to 10 teams and sold an expansion franchise to that's based in New York City, of all places. Ooh. Now. And then one in Oklahoma. And we have that was from a relocation of the Oklahoma team to Miami. So we've already had 2 seasons in. We've had a relocation and expansion. The growth's been phenomenal. Ticket sales were up 28 to 30% last year, and TV ratings were up significantly. And so the teams model, I'd argue that we're one of the most successful new league launches in the past 20 or 30 years for a sports league launch. And it's just because you take the compelling aspects of bull riding, how exciting it is, the adrenaline, everything that fans love about it, and you put it into a team format, and it gives them something new to root for, and as well as the riders. So
true.
Rodeo, same thing. It's still the sanctity of each individual competition, except one little twist that I put in. At this rodeo, they're going head to head against each other, and they're starting on what we call the Christmas tree. So it's red light, yellow light, green light, go. And the first one to rope their calf or wrestle their steer or make it around those barrels is the winner of that match, and they'll move on to face another competitor. It doesn't matter how much you lose by. If you lose, you're out.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love this aspect of it.
it's very traditional sports. It gives,
Yeah.
it gives a casual consumer an easy to understand outcome to each match. You don't have to sit there and keep track of the time.
Right.
Oh, that first guy did it in 6 seconds and the last guy did it in 5.9. Was he the winner? Was he not the winner? What about the people in the middle?
Yeah.
This is pretty simple. Tie that calf and throw your hands up before the other guy does, and you're moving on. And it comes down to one team against one team, and winner take all.
That seems so simple. I don't know why anybody hadn't done it before.
It's called sports.
Yeah. Well, so when you do bring these new things in to something that, has been around forever like this, I imagine you obviously have some of the purists that will kind of, not be okay with certain things. I mean, we're seeing that in baseball as well with them making the game shorter with the clocks and so forth. What feedback have you gotten from traditionalists that they actually changed their mind and they were actually really enjoyed it and really loved it?
Yeah, in we're 2 years in, going into our third season in bull riding, and the traditionalists definitely wanted to kill me when I launched team bull riding. Like, I was ruining the world, and I think it's a testament. I've had dozens and dozens of them come up to me at events now, and just, they'll never admit they're wrong, but they'll tell you, that thing, I was kind of mad at you, but it's got some, I was tuning in the other day and I think I'm a fan of the Texas Rattlers, and, or I get other comments on social or email, and people will tell me, moving the World Finals to Texas, that wasn't a good thing for me, and, and whatever, but I'm coming anyway. I'm like, I'm mad at you, but I'm coming anyway. And I'm like, oh, you show me,
Yeah.
So the feedback, with all the changes that we've made, it just takes a little time. And there's a few of the purists that'll never forgive you, but they're the closed-minded folks that if they were running things, that we'd be out of business in a day. So.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah, I love hearing the feedback when it is actually, like you said, they won't admit that they're wrong, but they're like, well, it wasn't as bad as I thought.
It wasn't as
be.
bad. Yeah. That's what, when I see some of them now and they're wearing a Texas Rattlers jersey, or, because I know who they are. I've heard from them over the years a lot, and there's some of those purists that you see them and they show up and they're wearing a Rattlers jersey and you're like, oh, huh. Yeah. You're the one that said that you'll never follow us again, and that you're quitting bull riding altogether, and and that we made the biggest mistake on the planet and we're going to be out of business in a week. Thank you for the jersey purchase.
There you go. And that's another great thing you guys are, I imagining, capitalizing on as well, is the merchandise, because once you got a team, people can solidly get behind them. I mean, yes, you can do that with individual riders and so forth, but it's so much easier when you have a whole team, because then everyone can be a rattler, even though obviously they're not performing as well as everybody else, but they can fully feel part of that team as opposed to just, getting behind just one or two riders.
Absolutely. I mean, it's fandom, and that's what we wanted to build with this. There's a lot of reasons we launched it. First of all, bull riding is getting better, because now with coaches and people that the bull riders are responsible to, their riding percentages go up. And, the Texas Rattlers won last year's team championships event, and you would have thought that every member of their team was a reigning or future world champion, the way that they were riding. And then, in individual bull riding, you look and it's like, oh, he's 28th and he's 32nd, and he's 45th. But you get some good coaching and you get some accountability to the sport and the professionalism that you need to be a professional athlete, and it changes the game. And then the fans, from that perspective, can survive one rider being injured or retiring, and still have something to be passionate about and root for. And all of our teams are geographically located, and so the fandom may be limited regionally in some cases. Fans from the Pacific Northwest are going to have to choose one of the teams that are all 1,500 miles away right now. But But even if they don't, building that fandom in the Fort Worth area for the Rattlers, or Kansas City for the Outlaws, or Nashville for the Stampede, it's a different engagement opportunity for us to engage with fans and fans to engage with the sport, and it's really working. And it's not just to sell merchandise; it's to create some passion.
Yeah,
Again, that's sports.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're helping create moments that people can remember forever.
Exactly. Yeah, and they have a rooting interest that survives time, and they can wear it proudly if they do choose to buy some merchandise.
Exactly. So tell us more about what people can look forward to while the PBR World Finals is here in Arlington, in the DFW area.
Well, we've got a lot of activities that surround the event. So there's performances on the 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th, and I believe the 14th and 15th in Cowtown Coliseum. Then we've got 17, 18, 19 at AT&T Stadium. But all throughout that time, we'll be in the stockyards with the Stockyard Stampede, and we're creating a lot of experiential opportunities for fans to come down and engage with the riders and the teams and stock contractors and other aspects of the sport. We'll have some first ever drone shows over the stock on that first weekend. We're going to experiment. The herd in the stockyards doesn't like fireworks, so there aren't a whole lot of I don't know that there's been a lot of fireworks displays in and around the stockyards because it messes with the infamous herd.
Yep.
But drones won't. So we're going to do a drone show down in the stockyards after the performances on Friday and Saturday night, the first weekend, and then we're going to do the same out at AT&T on Friday and Saturday night. So drone shows, activations, kids zones, food, fun. You can expect it all over those 10, 11 days that we're in the DFW area.
I love that. Now, obviously, this is, the culmination of what everyone's been working on for a year. Once this is done for you, is it kind of like a breath of fresh air and then you start over, or do you celebrate, or how do you kind of wrap things up whenever you're done?
Well, the way that I've set up the schedule, our only downtime is really June. So there is a little bit of a break, but then, in July, we start the next teams. We start the team series again, and that leads up to October and the team championships in Las Vegas. And then in November, we start the march to Fort Worth and Arlington with the next season of individual bull riding in the Unleash the Beast series. So not a lot of downtime. We're always planning for something, or we're always executing something, but that's nature of the business and the name of the game.
That's true. I was just curious because there's so many people that will just maybe acknowledge the moment and then keep moving on, or some people just be like, all right, you can't get a hold of me for like 2 weeks. I'm going to be on a beach somewhere.
That isn't an option for me. But it's of my own creation, so I can't complain.
That's true. I imagine you go to many places that are just absolutely picturesque as it is, and so many people have to pay to go there, and it's just business for you. So that's probably a good break as well.
Yeah, nobody should feel sorry for me. I get to travel the country, meet people, be around a great sport, great events, and get paid to do it. So I've never complained once. It's 25 years of doing this, and
wow.
And I haven't regretted a day.
There you go. Now, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask, do you have a favorite Kid Rock song?
I do. It's called Jackson, Mississippi. It's not one of his most popular songs, but it's kind of driving rockish. I'm an 80s hair band guy from back in the day. So I like some of the driving rock stuff, but he's always been one of my favorite artists. I mean, how did you not get affected by Cowboy when it came out?
Oh, man. Even when the Cowboy Cerrone in the UFC would come out to it, I would lose my mind. There's actually a pro wrestler that still comes out to it, and I'm like, yeah, that's what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, and you think about his career and the time that he spanned as an artist at the forefront of his game, and you can't help but have a tremendous amount of respect for his art and his craft, and he's just truly a down to earth, great guy. I mean, there's I'm just a huge fan of
Yeah.
him personally and his music.
Yeah, what he's come from, coming from Detroit, is that rock coming from Detroit as it is, coming out as a rap rock kind of guy, and then going into country and just being a rocker just now as he is. There's so many evolutions of Kid Rock, and I loved it, and he is doing great things. For anybody who wants to stay up to date with the PBR, buy tickets. Obviously, look forward to seeing what the events are, not only this time around, but in the future. How can people find y'all?
You can log on to pbr.com and there's a World Finals tab that'll give you all the information that you need to know and links to tickets for Cowtown Coliseum or AT&T and or check those box offices.
There we go. And I guess unofficially, if people want to make bets, who are some people that you would probably put money on? But not that you're betting at all because you can't. But if somebody else were to want to do it,
they're all my favorite children, so I never pick a favorite. But I can say pretty safely right now to anybody that follows the sport, they'll know that it's going to be hard to beat Casio Diaz.
Yeah.
I mean, the kid is an absolute phenom. He's won 8 events this year. It's like,
that's nuts.
yeah, I wouldn't bet against him.
Right.
But I also think it's going to be a dogfight to win the titles that are up and available. There's a lot of money at Cowtown Coliseum, and I truly think that's going to be some of the most intense bull riding action that we've ever seen in the sport. Is those 4 days at Cowtown Coliseum. I think you're going to see the same in the Ride for Redemption when some guys have a chance to redeem themselves and get back in. And then there's just a tremendous amount of money up for the world title, or the winner of the World Finals itself. That event is going to pay out $350,000 minimum plus round money. So it's a $500,000 payday for 2 days of work for some of these cowboys. And so I think you're going to see. I don't think Casio's got it mailed in to win all of that, but he's the odds-on favorite the way he's been riding this year.
I love it. Sean, thank you so much again for coming back. I always love this time of year. PBR, if you have never been, it is going to be one of the most fun things you've ever done in your entire life. Just imagining a human being on top of a bull, trying to stay on there for 8 seconds. It's insane to think about. It's even more insane to watch. I love it, and I can't wait for what's happening this coming weekend.
Well, thanks for having me on, John.
No problem.
Appreciate it.
I am yours if you want me, and I'm sorry if you do, 'cause I don't have that much to offer to a girl who knows as much as you. I am scared of your body, and I am scared of your soul. But I would rather be a let down than let being with you go. So I am yours if you want me. You can see I'm not mine anymore. It didn't take much to drive me crazy, but I guess I wasn't that sane before. I don't care about my future, and I don't care about your past. but now I think you should. 'Cause I want you to be mine so bad. I promise that I'll make it good.
Thank you so much to Sean Gleason again for coming back on the show. Sean is such a always welcome guest to the downtown. The PBR World Finals again start Thursday, May 9th and conclude May 18th at AT&T Stadium. Also, thank you so much to the Vintage Yell at the top of the show with their new single, You Got Me. And you just heard Joseph Fisher Schramm with his song, I'm Yours If You Want Me. His new album it will be coming out this Friday, so definitely make sure to check that out. And he will also be playing Levitt Pavilion June 2nd, so definitely want to check him out. While you're checking out the fun things, don't forget every Monday is trivia night over at Dr. Jekyll's. That starts at 7 p.m. Also, every Monday is open mic comedy over at 1851. Sign up is at 7:40. Show starts at 8. Every Wednesday is Jambo's Barbecue UTA Jazz Night, and that starts at 5:30, ends at 7:30. And then also every Wednesday is Trivia Night over at Division Brewing. That is from 7 to 9 p.m. Compete to win that gold. And while you're doing all the fun things, make sure to eat local, drink local, and go rediscover your city. Tag us and send those pictures over to us on Facebook, Arlington Citizen Media, Twitter, ATX Citizen Media. Tag us on Instagram, Arlington Citizen Media, and send those pictures the old-fashioned way. Email arlingtoncitizenmedia@gmail.com. Also go to our website, www.arlingtoncitizenmedia.com. Don't forget to subscribe and give those 5-star reviews of the downtown at Apple Music, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and also hit us on SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, and YouTube.